Hello, this is Ben119 and welcome back to another Twilight Princess dungeon design video. In this video, this is the second part of the Lakebed Temple. There's going to be 3 parts of Lakebed Temple, not 2 because it's a longer dungeon. So in this part, we're going to go from the hookshot to the boss key. So first puzzle right there, you use your hookshot on that switch and it opens the gate. I think it's a really cool way to show what the hookshot can do. And you will then think to use the hookshot in more places. I think the hookshot, or the claw shot, which is called the claw shot in this game, is one of the best items in the game. And the reason I say one of the best is because I think there's one item that's better than the claw shot, and that's the double claw shot. So you just notice there, you're able to take those helmets off those enemies, and you're able to kill them that way, so that's cool. And over here, there's another hookshot target, or shot target, sorry. And we're able to claw shot onto vines as well, which is going to be very helpful to know later on because we're going to need to do that later. So once you get the claw shot, the game opens up a lot more, not just in temples, but the overworld as well, because you're able to access loads of places you couldn't access before. This main room here, I was talking about the water. As you can see, the water is filling up the main room, so it's half full or half empty, depending on what kind of person you are. I'm more of a half empty person, to be fair. I don't know, I'm a bit negative sometimes. We go down here onto this floor. There is a stamp in this chest here. I'm not sure what it is on GameCube or Wii. I presume it's like 50 rupees, something like that. But usually they have instead of stamps. Claw shot onto these vines. Climb up. And remember the hookshot switch? The claw shot switch we use to get out of the mini boss room. There's one right here and we can use it to change the staircase. For some reason, I think the reason they did this is because if you did this before the claw shot, you wouldn't be able to do anything in the room the water's leading to. So you need to use the claw shot for it, which is pretty cool, I guess. So if we go up these stairs here, there is a heart piece, which is quite hidden. It's a pretty good heart piece. I think that it's not the most hidden one, though. I think the other one's more hidden. But if you stand about here, you can basically hookshot the chandelier hanging down. And there's a chest on top with a heart piece. There we go, very good. And now let's dive down onto the water. Go. No fall damage. Go through the door. So, as you can see, the water is now flowing through this door here. And this wheel is now turning, so now we're able to access this part of the dungeon. Or if I don't suck like that, I can. So this is why I couldn't go through the doors on this side of the dungeon before, is because that big wheel's blocking it. Even if you could get through here, there'd be nothing to do anyway, because you need the claw shot for this room. That's why I think it should just let you in here before, then you have to realise, oh, I have to go back to the claw shot. I think it's quite obvious what the dungeon item is just by looking around, especially if you played a Zelda game, you'll see the targets. Now the difference in Twilight Princess is you're not able to hookshot or claw shot onto chests. In Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I think in Wind Waker as well, I'm not sure about Wind Waker, you'll probably have to correct me on that, you're able to claw shot onto chests, but in this game you can't for some reason. I guess you could break the game a lot if you could do that in this game. So go here, get that target, very good, there's a little chest here. So this section of the dungeon is very similar to the right side of the dungeon. The left side of the dungeon, which is this side, is quite similar. It's quite funny actually. Oh, I remember what I did here, I died. I made a little mistake there because I'm a noob. I tried going across, but I wasn't high enough on the vines. I try and play everything too risky because I'm a speedrunner. Not a Twilight Princess, but I speedrun things. And I don't know why, but when you get into speedrunning, you seem to rush a lot more. Even when you're playing a game casually, you seem to rush everything and try and do everything optimally, even though you're not even trying to do it fast. I don't know, it's just something about waiting in games which is annoying at first. There you go. Yeah, hookshot in vines. Yeah, it's very important that you learn that before going into this room here, because you need to use it a lot. There you go, we can access this door. Like I was saying, this side of the dungeon is quite similar. We got like the corridors above, and then we got the wheels in the main part. And yeah, we're able to hookshot these guys out of the bubble and kill them straight away. You could use bomb arrows still, but I don't see the point. This room here, you do have to use bomb arrows though. It's a bit like the room earlier on. You have to shoot the thing from the ceiling. I guess the water's just there to remind you of that, to look up. Did you have to do that before? Quite clever. Wait for it. There you go. And I believe right here, some enemies. There is a switch above this gate with the hookshot. Claw shot. I'm gonna keep saying hookshot instead of claw shot. So you're able to open the gate. And there's a hookshot target there. Yeah, claw shot. So if we go to the left in this room, there's a door. This looks very similar to the room. You get what I mean now when I was saying this temple looks the same on both sides. It doesn't look exactly the same, it's very similar, but I don't know what they were doing with it. I really like it though. I can see some people thinking it's probably lazy. I don't think it's lazy at all. I'm just going to show you this room here, because the water level in this room is a lot lower, and there's a wheel there, so when we get water into this room, the water level will be higher, and we'll be able to, and that wheel will be turning. But I wish they put a key in this chest here, and then you had to use a key on a door, because then you get to see this room first. Because every time I've done this casually, I've always put the water in, and then I've never really seen this room before. So in order to get out, you have to put your iron boots on, and then claw shot the vines. Quite clever doing that. I don't know, I think playing it casually for the first time, I probably wouldn't think of that. I'd probably think I was stuck, but you're not. In here, you may see there's no door, but if you look up, there's some vines. There you go. And now we're going to get on these vines here and climb up. Very nice indeed. Landed here. Now we're going to go up this slide. And there's a little shortcut you can take here. If you look up, there's a claw shot target and we can use it. There you go. Keep going round. An enemy. Remember these guys? Might need to kill them. I'd rather kill them because they can get in the way when you're sliding down. Ruin your fun. There's another one. Kill this one as well. Very good. Little chest up here. And yeah, in part 3 is going to be backtracking to the other room and climbing up the water and the boss. I could have done the dungeon in 2 parts, but I probably would have cut stuff out. But I decided to uncut things. Actually, that's a lie. In a bit, there is one bit I cut out, and that's only because I died a few times. And in the boss, I cut out a bit because I wasn't really paying attention and I got grabbed a few times. So yeah, there's a chest here which has the compass. So yet again, getting the compass like 2/3 into the temple, which is bad. But now we can see what chests there are. So the only chests we're missing are the ones we haven't got access to yet, and the ones on the other side of the dungeon that we'll get right near the end. And the reason I'll get that one near the end, I'll explain it in a bit. But we got this water flowing, so let's go down another slide. Whee! Oh, there's a hole in the slide, oh no. Whee! Right, we're at the bottom. So, same again, let's pull this switch, get the water flowing through the top rooms, and then it spins the wheels in that main middle room. I guess there's 3 main rooms in this dungeon. There's the big one with the staircase, and there's the 2 with the wheels that spin. Once you've done this, like these kind of are main rooms as well. I don't know. Really cool dungeon. You can see why it's such a good dungeon. So I'm just gonna go back this way first because there's a chest I can get. So if we go this way here, see this wheel's now turning. The wheel that wasn't turning before is now turning. Wait, go through. Another one of these guys. Kill him. I guess these chests are pretty cool because you have to remember to backtrack, but I think if they were going to put a stamp in one of these, they could have put a stamp in one of these, which would have been cool. Rather than having to backtrack all the way to the other side of the dungeon, one of these would have been good for a stamp or a heart piece, but oh well. Nintendo made the game, I didn't. If I made this game, it probably wouldn't be as good. I could never make a dungeon this good, ever. Like, all these dungeons are insane. Even dungeons I don't even like that much are still really, really good in this game. So you go, I just went in there to show you that the wheels are now turning. So now I'm going to go back through the other door, you know, the door where that pool was half filled with water. So we're just going to go back in there because it's fully filled with water and that wheel in there is turning. Let's go back there. Yeah, as you can tell, I do like this dungeon a lot, but my favourite dungeon is City in the Sky. The City in the Sky, you get the double claw shot, and with the double claw shot, you can do so much with it. It's surprising how good it is. Like, when you get the double claw shot, you expect it to be good, and them to make good puzzles with it, but it's even better than you think it's going to be when you use it. Like, the double claw shot, it's sad that it was quite close to the end of the game, but in a way, it would be a bit overpowered to have it quite early on, because most puzzles wouldn't be as good. Okay, there's 2 more lift-ups here. I didn't really talk much about the lift-ups before. They're basically a bit stronger than the goblins, I guess you could say. They're not that hard though. The ones later on, with armor on, I guess are quite difficult, but the first lift-ups are really easy, and them ones are quite easy as well. Go through this chest here. It is red rupee. I think over here there's a switch. If you look up, yep. And basically there's a door in there, and that door basically just leads back to the main room. And if you follow the water there, it just leads to the main room. But we don't want to go back to the main room quite yet. We want to go down to where the boss key area is. So we're going to jump down. Fail. Yes, I failed. Sad. I think I cut this. I'm not sure if I did. Oh no, I think I left this uncut. Oh well. That's fine. You can just watch me fail if you want. I'll probably just, in the description, I'll put a timestamp where you can skip to if you don't want to see all these fails. But basically, I'm just trying to jump down onto one of them ledges because I don't want to have to go all the way back round. But it ends up probably even being slower. I swear I had a version where I cut all this out, but I guess this is the uncut version. I think they put that there so you couldn't cheat. I think that's the exact reason why that roof thing is there. Weird how Link interacts with slopes in this game. How he just slides off and you can't really control him. I don't know what I was going for there. Yeah, you enjoy watching me fail, because in the next part I probably won't put fails in it. So enjoy it where you can. Uncut dungeon. I don't know, I'm a bit of a noob at this game. It's okay to be a noob, as long as you recognise it and you can just have fun with it. I don't get people who get annoyed at noobs, because everyone's a noob at some point, and the only way of getting good at something is by being a noob and then getting good. Oh well. Ah yeah, this is the attempt here where I did it, I think. Yep, there you go. That's what I was meant to do, but I failed it like 5 times. These bats are a bit annoying. So this was the room, you may have recognised it. You know the rooms with the 2 wheels and those the vines and you have the claw shot on them? It's basically that room. But now the wheels are turning and we're able to get across to this door on the opposite side of the room. And in this door is the room that leads to the boss key. I am not a fan of this room. I appreciate what they were trying to do, but I don't know, it just feels a bit claustrophobic. And it's really, some of the corridors are a bit small, the camera's a little bit weird in here, it's a little bit confusing for casuals, I don't know. It's just water really, it doesn't really use the claw shot at all as well, it's just water bombs and exploring underwater. I think this kind of room would have been better earlier on in the dungeon. I think you could have used this room for like some kind of claw shot puzzle, but to be honest, the room before it used the claw shot quite a lot. So I can't really complain about that. I think there's a little water bomb fish there. I think that's just in case you somehow run out of water bombs. Even though you'll probably stock up on water bombs before the dungeon, and the dungeon gives you water bombs throughout. So it's very hard to run out, but if you somehow do, you can probably hit that fish, and then when he dies, he turns into a water bomb. I guess you could do that. It's good how they put that there, so it's impossible to get stuck. Oh well, I'm always prepared for dungeons. I always fill up my inventory with stuff. Like I always fill my bombs to max, fill my arrows to max. I always get red potions, extra lantern oil, berries, everything like that. And I barely even need it all, but it's just better to come prepared, I guess. Okay, this room here, this is a pretty cool puzzle. So you have to core shot, switch up here. But the thing is, it opens the floor. But this floor here, it only stays open when you're on the switch, so you have to dangle down and then let go. If you don't, you'll just get stuck on top. So there you go, that's the boss key. So on the next part, we're gonna go get the other chests and we're gonna go fight the boss. If you enjoyed that, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you for watching, and part 3 will be soon. Goodbye.